Hey everyone, welcome back. I know it's been a minute. I'll update you on another video, but for today we're going to do reverse tie-dye. So let's get started. So let's get started with the materials. You need rubber bands, any type of dark t-shirts. You'll need bleach, gloves, and containers. There are various ways that you can prep your shirts, and I'm going to show you a couple of them. So this one, I am just fanning the shirt, meaning I am just folding from the front to the back all the way to the top. Now you're going to go in with your rubber bands and you're going to start from one end off onto the other. Now the space in between each rubber band is optional, but one tip that I truly recommend is to tie them as tight as you can. This is another option. It's the same one as the previous one. The only difference is that you just pretty much just fold it from the top to the bottom without having to turn it front and back, if that makes sense. And as I'm rubber banding it, I'm making sure that the creases are all the same. Here's a third version. Grab the tips of your fingers, place it anywhere on the shirt, and then you're going to start twisting the shirt counterclockwise until it has gathered all up. And once you have gathered up the entire shirt, you're going to start rubber banding it on all sides. So I like to think of this as cuts of a pie or a pizza, something like that. For this version, I'm going to use a fork. It's the same concept as the previous one, only I find that using a fork is actually more helpful as opposed to using my fingers. And then again, I will pick any spot of where I want to start and then rubber band it at the end. Now you did see some armpit stains in the previous one. I just wanted to throw it out there. That's going to be cut off because they're going to be my workout shirts. And I have an upcoming video where you will see how I ended up cutting it up. Now for my solution, I'm going to grab my container and I'm going to fill it up with Clorox halfway, and then the remainder I'm going to fill it up with water. So it's a ratio of 1:1, half Clorox and half water. So as you can see, I already have my gloves on, and I would highly suggest putting on a mask or just being in a highly ventilated area. The bleach solution fumes are so strong and I ended up with a headache afterwards. But I am now going in and filling in every other triangle with the solution. Another tip that I would do if you have any was use a container of some sort, and then just collect anything that's falling, as you can see here, from that container. It just makes cleanup so much easier, but then you're also protecting your surfaces at the same time. So I did have a plastic bag, and my plastic bag helped protect my area. However, I did use a container on the second round that I did, and I did not film, but I found it was so much easier that all the solution was collecting. So once I've gone in every other triangle, I'm going to do the same thing to the back side. And this is another reason why a container will be better, is because I did have like a little bit of fallout of the solution on that bag, and so there was areas that were bleaching that I didn't necessarily want to bleach. So this one I'm going to bleach every other one, and I ended up going and folding this one in half again, and which I probably wouldn't have done. I just didn't like the outcome of it, but again, we're just kind of experimenting. These are just house shirts, workout shirts, and so on. So, you know, you live and learn. And I'm just bleaching every other one, and I'm making sure that I'm getting all sides of the parts of where I'm bleaching. Again, a bin or some type of container to catch the fall of the solution would be best. And I also wanted to mention that I am on my sink, by my sink, so as soon as I'm done bleaching it, I transfer it over to the sink so that when I am paying attention to the bleaching process, and I can stop it at any time with some cold water. So just keep that in mind. And since I'm filming solo, I couldn't really film that there, but I was looking as I was bleaching just to make sure how the color was coming out on the other ones. And when I wanted to stop the bleaching process, all I did was just turn on the cold water. So as you can see here, I've already stopped the bleaching process, and I've let one bleach too much, like this one here. I just didn't really care for it, but you know, it's just a kind of a learning situation. And this one I didn't let it bleach so much, but I had a previous shirt, which you'll see later, you know, that was way bleached, and so I just took them all to the washer just to give it a wash and a rinse. And here it is. These are the outcomes. It's not so bad. I was just expecting a different color, but you know, it works for me because I have lighter color leggings that will go perfectly with this. And again, this is just all for the house, you know, just to kind of work out in and just lounge around in. So here are some of the results, and this is a shirt that we found, meaning that I folded it from front to back, and look at the colors. I just love how there's like a deep pink in there with a lighter pink, and then the original color was purple. I just find it so amusing how the undertones of the original shirt are just different colors to actually get to that color, if that makes sense. But I'm absolutely loving the pattern on this one. And then this next one, I started the sunburst on the side, meaning that my starting point was on the side of the shirt, and then I just started to twist it in a clockwise motion, and it came out to be this way. I absolutely love this one, but I didn't let this one process so much. Again, I was just experimenting, so I was keeping an eye on it as I go. But this one is my favorite one. This is actually the one that I do cut to work out in, because that armpit stain there is nasty. But oh my gosh, look at the color on this. I went a little crazy with the bleach on this one as well, and I let it sit for longer, but this one is actually my favorite one of all. I really hope this has inspired you guys to try a reverse tie-dye. I really had fun trying this out, and I was able to repurpose some clothes that were not even able to be donated. Of course, those armpit stains were just horrible, and I was gonna toss them out, but I wanted to try this. So if you have maybe like some type of like a ruined shirt that you might want to try reverse tie-dyeing, I highly recommend doing it. On the next video, I am going to be doing the opposite. So instead of reverse tie-dyeing with bleach, we are going to be using actual color tie-dye. So make sure that you have your all notifications on so that you are notified when I upload this video. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.